Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started. By the name above all names, Yahweh, I call upon the thrones and seraphim of the Most High. Shield this gathering in golden fire. I cast out all interference, deceit, evil, and any spirit not of divine order. May no spirit or energy cross this threshold unless it has been sent by the Creator of light and dwells in perfect service to the True One. By the solar seal of truth, be banished. By the flame of Yahweh, be consumed. And so it is. So, we'll be getting started with teaching 2. So, teaching 2 is the tongue of honey, the hand of thorns. So, the divine principle behind this lesson, right? Discernment is not seduced by sweetness. What is said must align with what is done. So the celestial download, the channeled message from the seraphim and ancestors of the warrior line. Do not mistake charm for character. Many will speak like prophets and act like pirates. The honeyed tongue is a spell one that soothes the ears while binding the will. Your soul has teeth. Your spirit was not sent to be devoured. Let not the words of man replace the voice of your Creator. Feel with your spine. Test with your silence. Actions reveal allegiance. So, the why, the purpose, and the soul. We live in a culture of talkers, where words are tossed like coins into the wishing well for others' trust. But discernment asks, did their hand follow their mouth? Did their spirit match their promise? This teaching is a wake-up call for empathic souls who have believed too many sweet words from people who move like serpents. So, everyday humor as an example, right? Someone says, I'd never hurt you, while ghosting you for about 3 days, texting their ex, and draining your life force like a phone on 1% battery. Congratulations, that was not divine love. That was premium grade manipulation wrapped in affirmation memes. So, moving on. The mechanics of discernment, the energetics behind it. So, the primary chakras activated: your throat, your heart, and your root. The psychic sense behind it, the claircognizance, your clear knowing, and body mapping. So, you'll often feel it as the words sound right, but something inside you deflates. You feel split when listening. Part of you wants to believe. Part of you tightens. Their actions feel like microaggressions or dismissals, often subtle. Moving on. So, the shadow mirror reflection, right? So, what blocks this gift, right? So this discernment gets blocked by trauma bonding and spiritual gaslighting, especially when someone speaks the right spiritual language. I'm hearing, I'm evolving, this is my truth, but uses it as a shield against accountability. You need to watch for believing words over behavior, giving people credit for trying while they harm you, mistaking chaos for passion. So, the divine embodiment practice. So, your journal prompt. What promises have I believed that were never backed by action? How do I respond when people talk beautifully but behave harmfully? So moving on to the practice. Take a spoon of honey, taste its sweetness, then hold a rose stem with thorns, speak aloud. I will no longer confuse sweet words with sacred truth. My body will reveal what my mind ignores. I trust action over appearance. So the sensory activation, right? Light cinnamon or dragon's blood resin to strengthen your discernment. Place one hand over your heart and speak, I feel the truth behind their lure. I no longer digest poison and poetry. Everyday mastery. The modern application. So a dating example, right? They say, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I feel a deep connection with you. And then proceed to drain your energy like you're a free therapist with benefits. Like the honey was in the... That's funny as shit. Man. The thorn was in their disinterest in your boundaries. Walk away. So the business example, right? A spiritual coach says, we're like soul family, but pressures you to invest thousands in their program while gaslighting your intuition. That's not mentorship. That's manipulation cloaked in love light lingo. So moving on to the visual transmission, right? So now you can go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. You are walking in a garden of roses. A figure greets you with a silver tongue, an extended hand. Their voice drips with sweetness, but you notice their fingers are covered in tiny red scratches. Behind their smile is a shadow made of mirrors. As you look deeper, you see the mirrors cracking. You hold up a golden scale. Their actions weigh nothing. Their words are feathers. You walk away, lighter, but whole. Now a sacred prayer of sacred alignment. Great protectors of my path, I call upon the clarity of my actions. The truth that dances in the daylight, make my heart wise. Let no sweetness distract me from sincerity. Let no eloquence seduce me from embodiment. May my discernment pierce the illusion. I choose truth with every step. Warriors of my line, those who were kissed by vipers and rose anyway. Teach me to see with the eyes behind the eyes. Walk with me through charm and temptation. If their hand holds thorns, let me feel it before I bleed. You are with me, I trust you. As for a love letter from the divine. To my flame walker. Not everyone who praises you is for you. Not everyone who touches you means well. Not everyone who teaches you should be allowed to shape you. I gave you a body that knows, a spirit that flinches at falsehood, and a soul that grieves when it is fed illusions. The honey of man's words may stick, but I, beloved, gave you wings. You do not owe anyone the benefit of the doubt when your heart is coughing up thorns. I made you fierce, soft, and sovereign. Let no tongue tame that fire. You are the clarity others fear. You are the truth hidden beneath the charm. You are mine, the voice who burns through lies. So, teaching 3. The room goes silent. Trust the stillness before the storm. So, the divine principle. Discernment sharpens when you stop filling the silence with excuses. So, the celestial download. Message from the thrones of Yahweh and the ancestors of watchful sight. Stillness is not empty, it's surveillance. When the room falls silent, spirit begins to speak. You are not paranoid, you are perceiving, trust the attention. Trust the subtle shifts, trust what no one is saying. The silence is where truth slithers or rises. As for the why, the soul awakening purpose behind it. In spiritual training, silence is not absence, it's activation. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy drop like a brick in water? That's not anxiety, that's reception. Your soul is scanning when people shift, stop talking, or glance side eyes. When you arrive, the spirit is sending you Morse code. Pay attention. Most betrayal is whispered long before it's committed. Most fakeness enters through the gate of tolerance. The humor drop. Ever hear someone say, "No, you're overthinking it," while they're literally scheming behind your back? That's not love. That's the soundtrack of Liars Are Us, now streaming on all fake platforms, right? So the mechanics of the silent scan, right? Activated abilities. Your clairsentience, feeling energy drop. Your aura radar. You feel who just got uncomfortable. The body compass. The goosebumps, stomach turns, your breath tightens. Signs you're not crazy, you're actually highly tuned. People stop talking when you enter a room. You start yawning or blinking rapidly. Animals stare but don't move. Technology glitches or lights flicker. These are sacred alerts. Honor them. The shadow mirror. Discernment drainers. This teaching gets muffled by over-rationalizing vibes, wanting to be liked more than protected. People pleasing that forces you to ignore what you already felt. Silence can be awkward, but it's sacred. The false will always scramble to fill it. The real will sit in it with you. Divine embodiment. So the journal prompt. What have I felt in silence that I later wished I had trusted? Who changes their energy around me, and why do I still excuse it? And as for a practice, sit in silence for about 7 minutes. Don't move. Breathe with your spine upright. Feel your room, sense the shifts. Then you whisper. I see without looking. I hear without sound. I trust the stillness. It is my sanctuary. And then as for a sensory, you burn some frankincense or myrrh to sanctify the space. Place one obsidian crystal near the soles of your feet to ground visions. Hold hematite or selenite in your palm to amplify truth. As for an everyday mastery, the soul discernment in action. So for an example, right? So friend group dynamics, right? You enter a room and the group goes quiet. They look guilty but say, "Hey, you." You smile, but your energy says, "Noted." You don't confront yet, you collect. Another example, right? A love interest behavior. You mention a spiritual boundary and suddenly they get busy. Reply slow or change the subject. That silence, it wasn't confusion. It was resistance to your glow. Let it burn. So, a quick little joke. That moment when the ancestors scream, nope, in your gut, but you still ask for one more sign. The sign left, came back, and sent a pigeon holding a scroll that says, run. So, a visual, right? Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. You are seated in the middle of a dark temple. Wind is blowing from unseen windows. No one speaks. You can feel the walls breathing. Candles flicker, not from draft, but from truth. You close your eyes and feel every presence that smiles too wide. You hold your center. The silence becomes armor. The unseen becomes seen. As for a prayer, to the watchers of my line, I honor the moments where no words were spoken, yet danger was loud. I call upon your stealth, your clarity, your shield. Show me the hidden. Let silence be my listening stone. May I never betray myself to keep false peace. Let me read the room like a scroll of truth. Speak to me in stillness, and I will obey. Guardians of the holy seat, those who whisper wisdom into quiet minds, fill my bones with truth. May every silence sharpen my knowing. May every pause be power. If peace leaves the room, I leave too. You sit beside me, I am watched, I am watching. As for a love letter from the divine, my lighthouse, I created silence to speak what words cannot. The stillness is not void, it is me holding your shoulders when the world lies. I was there when the energy shifted. I was there when your breath quickened. I am the reason your intuition stung like lightning. You asked for signs, I gave you stillness. You asked for answers, I gave you resistance. You asked for love, I sent truth, not comfort. I am not loud, I am exact. I whisper so you'll lean closer. Your soul has always known. Trust her again. With stillness, the voice in the silence before the storm. So, teaching 4. False light prophets and the performance of goodness. So, the divine principle. All that glitters is not godly, and all that smiles isn't sanctified. So, the celestial download. Message from the angelic and the keepers of the rose flame. Beware those who weaponize peace while avoiding truth. They speak in soft tones to seduce, not to serve. They mimic light, but shun the flame. You are not here to perform purity. You are here to embody power. Shine so fully that the fake ones flee before they can preach. The why behind it. Why we're exposing this now. False light is a trap. It wears robes but refuses accountability. It hugs you with one hand and hides a dagger in the other. In a world addicted to aesthetic spirituality, the truth tellers are called too intense, while manipulators get praised for being high vibe. So let's call it what it is. Manipulation cloaked in love and light. Narcissism painted with divine feminine hues. Unity used as a leash for silence. This teaching breaks the spell. So the shadow signs of false light, how it shows up, right? So false light sounds like, don't lower your vibration by calling people out. If you were healed, you wouldn't feel triggered. We're all mirrors, so your pain must be your fault. I'm just being honest, right after violating your boundaries. False light behaviors. The preacher's healing while avoiding shadow work. Uses spiritual language to dodge responsibility. Performs compassion while being energetically violent. Dismisses your intuition as projection if it doesn't benefit them. Discernment keys, right? So how to tell if someone's light is real. So for real light, grounded, humble, admits flaws and corrects them, encourages sovereignty, transparent and honest, holds truth even when it's uncomfortable. As for false light, showy, image obsessed, deflects, blames, spiritualizes bad behavior, demands loyalty, vague, slippery, avoids conflict to stay. So the discernment practice. Ask yourself, do I feel seen and honored in their presence? Do they apologize or explain their way out of accountability? Do they use spiritual language to elevate or dominate? As for the embodiment, so your journal prompt, where have I seen false light operate? Have I ever been seduced by the performance of goodness? What spiritual red flags did I ignore and why? As for the practice, set the intention to see beyond performance for the next 24 hours. Write down every moment your body says no, even when words say yes. Make a list what light feels like in me versus what light looks like in others. So, a humor from the throne scene, right? So, a woman at a retreat says, I just love how aligned you are, but Spirit told me to block you and hex your bloodline for growth. Excuse me. Was that spirit or your spiritual ego with a ring light and a victim complex? Let's not blame your unhealed shadow on divine orders, idiot. So, ritual for soul site restoration. So, ancestral flame clearing. Light a candle dressed in frankincense and sea salt. Anoint your third eye with lavender or mugwort, and then you speak. I strip the veil, I see what hides in robes and roses. May no pretty word mislead me. I reclaim my true sight. Let the liars tremble. And then the vision stone. Use labradorite, right? Or amethyst to scan energy fields. Breath work, inhale truth, exhale pretense. As for a soul reflection, so go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath. You walk through a field of mirrors. Some reflect beauty, others lies. Suddenly, one mirror shows your face, your true face. No makeup, not your mask, but your soul, glowing with scars and sovereignty. You smile fierce and full. You keep walking. The false mirrors shatter behind you. As for a prayer to the ancestors, we, the ancient seers and keepers of fire, burned our illusions in the temples you now walk. You are not here to pretend, you are here to pierce. We shield your eyes, not with naivety, but knowing. If a word is laced in poison, you will taste it. If a soul is cloaked in pretense, you will see it. Trust what burns, let your light offend the performance. As for a love letter from the divine, my truth walker, I never asked you to be nice. I asked you to be true. I didn't send you here to clap for cowards or to bow to pretend prophets. You are not judgmental, you are awakened. You are not bitter, you are forged. You carry a sword, not for harm, but for discernment. You are not fooled, not anymore. So rise even when they call you too much. You are too much, for those who prefer the comfort of lies. I love you for your sharp tongue, soft heart, and unconquerable gaze. Keep burning, the flame that sees through all. So, as for teaching 5, the sanctified smoke, when your light provokes, they're demons. So the divine principle behind it. If your spirit causes demons to hiss, you're walking right. So the celestial download. Message from the thrones and divine guardians of truth. You were not made to blend in with shadows. Your light agitates what hides, because it was born to reveal. They hate what you carry because it unmasks their comfort. Your holiness is a mirror. Let them flinch. The why they react. You're not being too much. You're being activated. When the anointing rests heavy on you, those living in falsehood won't clap. They'll squirm. Why they're uncomfortable around you. Your boundaries shatter their control games. Your joy threatens their victimhood. Your truth burns through their masks. Your calm exposes their chaos. The reminder, it's not personal, it's spiritual. You're not starting war. You are the battlefield they were hiding from. So the breakdown, how it shows up in real life. When your presence alone makes them mock you behind spiritual words, causes sudden withdrawal or silent competition, triggers passive aggression masked as concern, inspires copying while denying your credit, pushes them to twist scripture or spirit to correct you. This isn't new, this is ancient. Even Yeshua was too loud for Pharisees in the temples of silence. So the mastery of divine discernment in action. So signs you're in presence of a triggered spirit. Sudden discomfort, even through your being kind. Conversations that twist your words. Love bombing followed by ghosting. Attempts to publicly discredit or isolate you. You've changed because you no longer tolerate lies. Your power response: don't shrink, stand taller. Don't argue, expose. Don't explain, embody. Let the demons react. You don't owe reaction. You owe alignment. As for a journal reflection, the burn of truth. So, where in your life has your light provoked resistance? Who shifted their energy once you stepped into power? When did you start apologizing for your clarity, and why? What spiritual masks have been revealed to you recently? And also journal this. The more I walk in truth, the more the counterfeit is exposed. As for an embodiment practice, the holy reclamation. So, anointing ritual for discernment and shielding. So the oil you'll need in frankincense, myrrh, cinnamon. Speak while rubbing palms together. I am the smoke that sanctifies. I do not dim for deceivers. My presence is prayer. My gaze is truth. Let no mask survive my walk. Move through your space. Feel your frequency, clear it. Let yourself be unapologetically seen. Now for a soul visual. Now with your eyes closed, go ahead and take a deep breath. You walk into a room. Conversations pause. Eyes dart. Air thickens. But you don't shrink. You smirk. Not out of arrogance, but clarity. They feel what you carry. They smell your truth before you speak. And when do you speak? Chains break and fake lights flicker into nothing. Now, as for an ancestral prayer of empowered presence. We, the watchers behind the veil, stood tall when others bowed to false altars. You carry our strength in your bones, our fire in your mouth, our knowing lies in your gaze. Speak even if the earth shakes, walk even if shadows scream. You are not here to be liked, you are here to liberate. As for a divine love letter, my unapologetic light, I hid no part of myself in you. I designed you to disarm deception, not digest it. Every time your presence made a demon hiss, you did not fail, you fulfilled purpose. You were not sent to be embraced by the masses, but to awaken the few who remember even in silence. You speak in codes. You are holy fire wrapped in skin. Let their discomfort teach them. Let their reactions reveal them. And let your walk remain unbothered. I love you with the wrath of justice and the peace of prophecy, the flame that walks within you always. As for teaching 6. Hey, thanks for popping into the live, you guys. Thanks for the likes. Hope y'all had a good day today. So, as for teaching 6, the sacred cut, when the sword of love severs the lie. So, the divine principle behind it. Love is not silence. Love is not tolerance or of treachery. Love is a sword, and sometimes it swings. I thank you for the gift. So the celestial download, the sword of separation. You were taught that love holds on, But we tell you, love also lets go. When the soul contracts end, when the lessons close, when the masks fall, love becomes the blade that frees you. The ancestors gather now, not in mourning, but in witness. They've seen you bend, bleed, and break, trying to preserve false peace. But today their chant is this: cut it clean. The why cutting is holy. You were not born to be repository for dysfunction. Spiritual bindings can be formed through trauma bonding, karmic loops, or past life debts. Pretend to be twin flames, but are actually soul leeches. Drain your joy while preaching unconditional love. Let's see here. Use shared pain as chains rather than alchemy. You're not leaving them, you're returning to you. So the breakdown, where the lie hides. The common spiritual lies to cut through. But we've been through so much together. Trauma isn't loyalty. They're just wounded, and you're not their rehab. Forgiveness means keeping them in my life. Forgiveness is freedom, not access. I saw their potential in them. We love people, not their unchosen potential. Love isn't holding on no matter what. Love is recognizing when the mission is over. Divine discernment in action. You know it's time to cut when your nervous system doesn't feel safe around them. They start hiding behind spiritual terms to avoid accountability. You shrink your gifts or mute your joy to not trigger them. You feel more drained every interaction. You've become the source of light while they anchor in darkness. A discernment key. If someone is allergic to your growth, your presence is no longer medicine to them. It's time to release. So for a soul journal reflection, honoring the cut. Where have I been holding on from guilt instead of love? What energetic ties am I ready to burn in the sacred fire? Who taught me that boundaries were cruel? Were they benefiting from my openness? What would I proclaim if I released this tie? As for a bonus prompt, to cut is not to hate, it is to heal. Write a release letter, burn it under moonlight. Embodiment ritual practice. Ooh. Get another one of these going. So what you'll need is a candle, preferably white or black. There we go. A blade or symbolic tool, a feather, a crystal wand, etc. Salt for protection. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the gift. Ritual steps, right? Draw a circle of salt around you for protection. Light the candle and whisper, with flame and salt, I stand in truth. I cut what drains, I keep what's divine. Then hold the symbolic blade and make a slicing motion in front of your body, saying, this is my sacred cut. I sever with love, I reclaim my name. Then you sit in silence and feel what leaves you. As for a visual activation, so with your eyes closed, you go ahead and take a deep breath. Now a golden sword appears in your hand, not forged by metal, but truth. Before you stands a bond, wrapped in shadowy vines, whispering old names. You do not weep. You do not tremble. You smile, because love has arrived in its sharpest form. You swing, the lie falls, the soul returns. As for an ancestral and angelic prayer of release, we are the watchers of your line. We cut cords long before you could name them. We buried false bonds, and now we rise with you. By Michael's fire, by the elder flame, we shield your release and bless your reclaiming. Let what no longer feeds you be returned to dust. My brave flame, cutting is sacred. Separation is sacred. You were not cruel. You were called. The lie said you had to hold on. I say you are free to become. Those who guilted you into staying were never honoring your soul. They were addicted to your light. But you are no longer a well for their thirst. You are a river finding new flow. Let this cut be your coronation. Let the silence after the severance echo with new strength. I have always walked with you, even when you hesitated to let go. I held the sword for you, now swing, with eternal presence, your architect of your return. As for teaching 7, so the frequency of true soul connection, beyond the illusion of attachment. So, real recognizes real by vibration, not validation. The celestial download, the sound of recognition. True correction doesn't knock on your trauma. It sings to your truth. The voice of the ancients. True soul connection doesn't come. It does not come begging. It does not confuse chaos with chemistry. It speaks the language of the soul before a word is ever said. It feels like, finally, there you are. Hence, this teaching is the song after silence, the water after fire, the yes that doesn't need a performance. So, the why. Why real connection feels so different. False flame connection often mimics intensity but lacks safety. It burns fast, collapses quicker, and leaves you questioning your worth. So, the true resonance is peaceful, even when passionate. Familiar without the ache of repetition. Uplifting, not consuming. Magnetizing, not obsessive. Mutually healing, not codependent. You weren't meant to beg for love. You were born to attract it by becoming your own resonance. So the breakdown of false flames versus soulmates. So the false flame, right, sparks confusion, needs fixing, runs from truth, emotionally unavailable, but spiritually poetic. Guilt as glue. So a true soulmate sparks remembrance, honors your wholeness, anchors in truth, emotionally present with grounded truth, grace as gravity. As for a discernment key, if you're always exhausted but convinced, it's a soul mission. You're probably carrying both roles in the connection. Step back and see what remains. So your discernment in everyday life, spiritual humor included. So let's play soulmate or soul snatch. Some red flag phrases you might have heard from false flame archetypes. These are going to be, I knew we were meant to be the moment you triggered me. The translation is, I'm not ready for healing, but I want you to babysit my wounds. There's also the, I'm spiritually advanced, that's why I ghost when things get too deep. The translation for that is, I lack emotional maturity and prefer running to reckoning. Our connection is so powerful. I just need to explore others first. The translation is, I want the security of your love while I chase chaos elsewhere. The golden rule of soul discernment. If the love makes you doubt yourself more than you grow yourself, it ain't it. So, a journal reflection of what my soul deserves. What traits make me feel seen, safe, and spiritually supported? Where did I once confuse longing for love? What would it look like to be met, not just desired? Am I showing up in ways that reflect what I truly want to receive? Also write, I no longer chase what depletes me. I attract what completes me. As for an embodiment practice, the magnetic heart portal ritual. So what you'll need is rose quartz or a symbol of the heart. You're going to need a pink or gold candle, a mirror, and what you'll need to do is sit in front of the mirror with your candle lit. Hold your crystal to your heart, then say aloud, I activate the soul magnet within me. I draw only what echoes my truth. Gaze softly into the mirror and repeat, I am love, I am whole. My vibration calls the real. I no longer perform for presence. I simply exist and I am chosen. Sit for 11 minutes and feel your aura expand in warm waves. As for a visualization, so the golden web of resonance. So now with your eyes closed, go ahead and take a deep breath. Now you will see yourself surrounded by a radiant web of light. Every thread vibrates to your truth. As you breathe, see the false ones dissolve, untangle, and vanish. Only those who sing the same soul song remain drawn to you by divine harmonic law. You smile, not because you're waiting, but because you finally feel met. As for an angelic and ancestral blessing prayer, we, the guardians of your lineage and light, bless your soul with clarity. Let no false cloak fool you. Let no wound call itself home. May your heart recognize the beloveds of your path, and may they come not to possess, but to build. Let the ones meant for your joy find you now. As for a divine love letter to the soul. Dearest heart of radiance, you were never too much. They were simply too hollow to hold the fullness of you. The one who is meant for you will not flinch at your fire, nor shrink your glow. They will arrive like peace, not a storm pretending to be passion. Your real soulmates are not behind locked doors. They walk toward your light, not your wounds. They don't make you question. They help you remember. So exhale. You no longer need to earn it. The truest ones find you when you are most yourself. They will say, there you are, and you will whisper, I know. With unconquerable presence, the divine beloved within. So, a class summary, right? Going over the frequency of true soul connection, right? So, in tonight's sacred session, right, we journeyed deep into the realm of discernment, energetic sovereignty, right, and intuitive power. We confronted illusions, severed false soul ties, and reclaimed the frequency of truth that belongs only to the awakened soul. What you've learned is divine discernment, how to feel truth beyond words, guided by your third eye and inner compass. The mask and the mirror, recognizing false projections and the spiritual consequences of spiritual imposters. Cord cutting as ceremony, understanding how energy lingers and why releasing it as an act of soul love, not just defense. The ancestral alignment, how to lean into the guidance, the humor, and protection of your spirit team. And as for an embodiment, so moving from passive awareness to divine action, protecting your field, blessing your intuition, and walking in full soul truth. So for some homework tonight, you can, if you want to, go ahead and journal how your intuition has tried to protect you in the past, and did you listen? Also, practice a nightly cord cutting ritual. Speak aloud. Only love may remain. All else returns to source. And then reflect. Where have I mistaken attachment for love? Celebrate where have I chosen truth over illusion. Now for an activation prayer. May my third eye see clearly. May my soul cut what no longer serves. May my heart only tether to what is divine. And may I walk in the full armor of truth, guided by Yahweh, my angels, and the ancestors who remember me. You've stepped into your next level. This isn't just healing, it's soul mastery. So, that's all I got for tonight, you guys, for class. Hey, you're very welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's class. I hope you learned something. I hope you felt something. Don't forget to journal, write down your experiences. Drink a lot of water tonight. Write yourself a love letter. Be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for your life. Keep being you. Deuces.